I feel like I've been getting closer and closer to this camera, and by the end, I'm just gonna be up here. Hey guys, it's Zoe, and today I'm going to be announcing the next round of the One Readathon to rule them all. If you remember, I was a co-host for this readathon last end of November, beginning of December. I don't remember anything because pregnancy brain. So this time it's going to be Harry Potter themed, and I am so frackin' excited because we all know that I completely hate Harry Potter and I don't stan. I'm not obsessed at all. Yeah. The dates for this round are November 22nd to I almost said 23rd. This readathon is only one day long. No, it's November 22nd to November 30th. So like the last weekish of November. I'm gonna leave everything I'm saying linked down below. This whole document is going to be in the description box. So if something isn't too clear, you can go down and double check the document. So each house is going to have two different hosts. The hosts for Ravenclaw are Jade and Matthew. For Slytherin, myself and Meg. Gryffindor are Chris and Ashley. And for Hufflepuff are Rebecca and Rhea. Like last time, we will still have the same Twitter account at the One Readathon, and if you do tweet about it, you can use the hashtag the One Readathon. We will be hosting Twitter sprints throughout the entire time. Now that that's out of the way, let's get into the actual rules for this readathon. The goal is to accumulate as many points for your house as possible. Each prompt is going to have a corresponding amount of points. The more difficult the prompt, the more points that you get. If that's all you want to do and just read the prompts for your house and the group book, you can do that. If you want to sabotage the other houses, you can read their prompts and it will take away half the amount of points from their house. That did not make sense. Okay, so say you have a prompt worth 2 points for a Ravenclaw and you are a Slytherin, like myself. And you're like, damn, those Ravenclaws are doing too good. I'm gonna try and take away some of their points. And you read that prompt worth 2 points, it takes away a point from the Ravenclaw house. Got it? Cool. You are encouraged to only use one book for a prompt, but you can stack multiple prompts together. So if a book fits 4 of them, great, but you don't want to use 4 books for the same prompt. You yourself are in charge of keeping You yourself are in charge of keeping track of your own points. So the way you submit your points is all going to be based on the honor system, and there is a Google form attached. You go and you fill in your name, you check off the challenge that you completed, and if you want, you can put your star rating. You don't have to, but you can. And then you hit send and it goes into the spreadsheet. Nice and easy. You don't have to worry about it. You can go and look at the spreadsheet if you want to sabotage other houses or find a way to boost your own points, but you don't have to. So the books can be any form of fantasy. They can be urban fantasy, magical realism, they can be epic fantasy. Doesn't matter as long as it's some sort of fantasy. And you can use any type of reading. You can listen to an audiobook, you can read an ebook, you can read a physical copy. Any kind of reading doesn't matter as long as it's fantasy. And if you want to not actually like participate in the team readathon, you can always just do these challenges on your own and not submit for the points towards the greater good. To spice everything up a little bit, one person will be chosen at random from the winning house to win a book from Book Depository up to a $25 value, just to get the competitive juices flowing. That sounds nasty. What a gross phrase, but we said it. Just a little extra encouragement to participate in the challenges and do your best to boost up your own house and tear down the other houses, because as a Slytherin, that's my main goal. But the Hufflepuff in me is like, no, everybody be gentle. But Slytherin's gonna win. Sorry, not sorry. It's fine. There are only 2 things that you really need to do. You need to, well, 3, including read the damn books. You need to sign up with the one form that will be linked down below. And then once you finish a book, put it into the Google form. That's all. Everything else will be calculated automatically. You don't need to do anything. The spreadsheet looks like a whole fucking lot, but it's actually not. And that's just more for us to know which team is where and track stats. If you're an overachieving Ravenclaw, you can go look at it if you want, but you don't need to focus on it. These links will be in every host's description box and also on the Twitter account. If you ever have any questions, you can ask one of the corresponding hosts for your house. Now, for extras involved in this readathon, there will be house common rooms. We've created a Discord where you can go into general Hogwarts stuff. Once you log in, you will be assigned your own house and you can't see into the other house common rooms. So if you're a Gryffindor, you cannot get into the Slytherin common room, okay? It's not going to happen. You're not going to polyjuice yourself. You're not going to do anything. You're not getting into the Slytherin common room. All right, we're a little secretive in there. We just like cookies, it's fine. Again, you can join in the general Hogwarts house chat. That's not what I want to say. You can join into the general Hogwarts chat and you will have your own house common room to talk to people, to strategize, to just generally shoot the shit, but you will have a private space for the members of your house. The Discord is not a requirement to participate, it's just an added bonus, a way to meet new people, make new friends, sabotage the other houses, build your own house up, and just have a great time. I think that's everything with that. So, for the prompts. Each house is going to have 4 prompts and then a group buddy read. The prompts will go from 1 point up until 5 points, which is the buddy read, and you don't have to read these in any certain order, but they're all there for you. And these prompts are all corresponding to one of the 4 major traits for each house. Starting with Ravenclaw, because it's at the top of my list here, we have creativity for 1 point, which is to read the first book in a fantasy series. Wit, worth 2 points, to read a fantasy book with comic relief. For 3 points, we have intelligence. Read a high fantasy book with a complex magic system. For 4 points, we have learning. Read a fantasy book by an author from a marginalized group, a person of color, a neurodiverse person, a member of the LGBTQ+ community, anything like that. And for 5 points, the house buddy read is Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor, which I'm kind of sad that I'm not in Ravenclaw for that one, but it's fine. The Hufflepuff prompts. For 1 point, we have loyalty. Read a fantasy book with a great friendship. For 2 points, we have work. Read the last book in a fantasy series. For 3 points, we have justice. Read a book with a revenge plot or subplot. For 4 points, we have patience. To read a fantasy book over 500 pages or an audiobook over 16 hours. Sounds fantastic. And for 5 points, we have the house buddy read, which is The Wicked Fox by Kat Cho. For Gryffindor, kidding, my best friend's a Gryffindor. I'm joking. For 1 point, we have bravery. Read a fantasy book that has been on your TBR for too long. For 2 points, we have nerve. Read a fantasy book with an ugly or outdated cover. So any adult fantasy, really. Nasty. For 3 points, we have chivalry. Read a fantasy book written by a female author and or with a female point of view. For 4 points, we have courage. To read a sequel in a fantasy series that you have been on the fence about. So one that you didn't enjoy the book before, you're kind of bored with the whole plot and the world and the characters. You're not sure if you want to continue, but just buckle in and read the damn book. And for 5 points, the house buddy read is We Set the Dark on Fire by Taylor K. Meehan. And for Slytherin, for 1 point, we have ambition. To read a fantasy book with a main character that's attempting to change the status quo. So someone trying to overthrow the patriarchy, defeat a villain, something where they're like, this kind of sucks, let's change it. For 2 points, we have resourcefulness, which is to read a standalone fantasy book. For 3 points, we have cunning, which is to read a fantasy book with a villain or anti-hero's point of view. And for 4 points, we have leadership, which is to read a fantasy book that subverts the chosen one trope. And we have a list of books that kind of fit into this that will be linked down below. And for 5 points, the house buddy read is The Lies of Loch Lamora by, what's your name? Scott Lynch, which I'm super happy about because I have the second and the third book and I've been meaning to read them. And this is a perfect reason to reread the first one and get into the next books. That's that on that. All of the pertinent information will be linked down below. So basically everything I've said, I feel like I've been getting closer and closer to this camera, and by the end, I'm just gonna be up here. I'm gonna try and make sense of this while I'm editing because it doesn't make sense to me right now. I know everything, but the words I'm saying do not make sense to me. That is 100% the pregnancy brain. I hope it makes sense to everyone else, but everything is going to be linked down below in the description box. All of the forms, all of the challenges, all of the rules, they will be down below. And all of the other host videos as well, because I'm a dummy. And I forgot to say that earlier. Let me know down below in the comments if you are going to be participating in this round of the One Readathon and what your house is going to be. If you are a part of the winning team, the Slytherins, or a part of, you know, one of the other losing teams. Sucks to suck, I'm sorry. Or if that's just too much or you don't have a lot of time, drop some hearts down below, preferably purple ones because that's my favorite color, or green because I'm a Slytherin, or your house color if that's what floats your boat, but green's gonna win. So we're all winners, guys, okay? I need to stop rambling. As always, to stay updated with my current reads and how I'm feeling about them and what I will be reading for this readathon, a separate TBR coming out later, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Goodreads, all at Your Book Nerd Zoe, which I will leave linked down below in the description box. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And I hope you all have a wonderful day and get at least a little bit of uninterrupted reading time. And plan your TBRs for this readathon strategically so you can sabotage other houses. I'll see you in the next one.